Hello and welcome to part 3 of 5.5%. Today we're going to be writing fractions as percents. The way you do that is if you're given a fraction with a denominator that goes easily into 100, you're just going to write an equivalent fraction. So write an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. Then you're just going to take that numerator and write it as a percent. Then write the new numerator. With the percent symbol. Okay, so let's start with an example of 1/4. You're probably familiar with that one. And we're going to set it equal to a fraction of, with a denominator of 100. And so to get from 4 to 100, well, we multiply by 25. And so that's what we're going to do here. So now we have an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100, and to turn that into a percent, we simply take the numerator and write it with a percent symbol, and voila. Let's say, okay, so I want you to write the following. This works really well with fractions whose denominators are a factor of 100. And here's the list: 2, 4, 5, 10, 20, 25, and 50. Okay, let's do another one, like for example, 2/20. So that denominator of 20 easily goes into 100. And we will multiply by 5. And we get 10. 10 over 100, we just take the numerator and write it as a percent. It equals 10%. Now, there's one other thing you should know. If the denominator can be simplified to 100, that works as well. So let's say you had 24 over 300. Okay, 300 can be divided by 3. 24 can be divided by 3, so you'd end up with 8 over 100, and that equals 8%. That looks like a decimal right there. It's not. Just ignore that little accidental dot there. Now, you may be asking, well, what if the denominator does not go easily into 100? And that's what we'll do next. So if, I'm going to move this up a little bit. Okay. If the denominator does not go into 100 easily, use division instead. For all intents and purposes, I have no problem with you using a calculator to do this, but you should also be able to do it without a calculator in case that's what's asked of you in the future. So let's take an example of 1/8. 8 is not a factor of 100, so that's not gonna just be, we can't just multiply 8 by some number to get 100. So we're going to divide 1 divided by 8, and let's do it down here. 1 divided by 8. Well, you know right away we need to add a decimal and at least 2 zeros. 8 will go into 10 one time. 1 times 8 is 8. Get 20. 8 goes into 20 2 times. 2 times 8 is 16. Subtract. Let's see, let's add another 0. 8 goes into 40 5 times. So 8 times 5 is 40, and we get nothing, so we're done. So our decimal answer is 0.125. So our first step is 1, divide the numerator by the denominator. Step 2, move the decimal 2 places to the right. Okay, so in this case, we're going to go 1, 2. So it's going to be 1, 2.5. Okay, and then step 3 is add the percent symbol. So you get 12.5%. And that's it. Next, we're going to do the RPJ page.